Welcome back to Edgework, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Zack Phillips, joined by Alex Moretto and Matt Alber here on this Monday morning to kick off tonight's 4-game NHL slate. We'll dig into today's games, answer questions from the chat, give out best bets, maybe get to an anytime goal score parlay here at the end of the show today. But before we do anything, I actually just want to quickly check in. Alber, how are you feeling? How is the state of New York? Like, what's going on? What is the vibe check after this weekend? Because I haven't talked to you in a couple days.
Rangers might be back. Sort of. I don't know. Probably not. But I someone asked me the other day what I thought, and my answer was, well, they've played 4 not dog shit games in a row, and that's the best thing I can say. And after yesterday, they've played 5 not dog shit games in a row, I would say. I don't know. Well, they still have I think it's 4 or 5 straight games against really good teams here. So we'll see if it does continue, but it's definitely gotten better from this is not the team of 3 weeks ago that you just expect them to lay an egg every night. Like, they are actually playing better. So we'll see if it translates at all. I don't know. It is kind of funny going forward, right? Because as bad as they've been and as low in the standings as they are, they're 3 points out of a playoff spot. So it's I think when you kind of talk about the outlook and everyone's talking about, oh, you just sell everything off. I don't know that it's going to happen.
This is the exact answer I was looking for.
What a turnaround.
By the way.
What a turnaround. Albert went from fuck this, fuck everything, hate the Rangers, we're cooked, blow it all up. I don't want to talk about this team again. To, hey, we're just 3 points out of a playoff spot. It's crazy. Crazy how things turn after you beat Chicago.
We might be back. We might be semi-back.
One win against the Blackhawks
and season's back on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, even in some of those losses, it was better than what they were doing. So it is a step in the right direction. I mean, obviously they dug a pretty big hole, so there's a long way to go, but it has gotten a little bit better.
Did you guys have to? Well, actually, Moretto, let's go to your team here first, because I saw that I think it was a couple days ago you were tweeting about how the Habs are a wagon here. They're gonna make the Stanley Cup, push for make the Stanley Cup playoffs, push for greatness here. What's going on with the Habs?
I think they are. I don't know. Is that what's happening? Last I checked.
What's your record against
people are saying
this year who suck?
Another win in Colorado. I don't know. That's people are saying that this team is destined for great things, and I have not seen.
Do you remember when you were calling for Marty's job?
Yes.
I remember when Marty was locked in his
I'm
basement?
still skeptical about Marty right now, okay? But he has shown something. Honestly, that game against the Avs was wild. And you just think about where this team might be right now if they had called up Dobes earlier in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, still riding Primo into the ground when they knew, I'm not saying where they'd be as in they'd be competing for the division. No, they'd maybe be a point or 2 points into a playoff spot as opposed to 2 points out of a playoff spot, basically.
Yeah.
But that's still that's a 4 or 5 point probably minimum swing they'd have at this point in the season, which is significant considering how unbelievably tight this race is right now. You look at the race for the second wildcard spot in the East. It is definitely a comment on those teams right now that how open it is, but Pittsburgh, Ottawa, Columbus, Montreal, Philly, Detroit, the Rangers, the Isles, that's a lot of teams separated by 4 points.
7
teams. Yeah, a lot of.
Sorry,
the Rangers are 4 points back with Pittsburgh.
Oh, I meant
you guys are 4 points out of a playoff spot.
Oh,
His world is shattered again. Everything just changed.
4 points. Sell the team.
Oh my god.
But it's going to be a pretty crazy race down the stretch. I think there will be certain teams that distance themselves, like the Rangers, the Flyers, in my opinion, the Flyers, maybe even the Wings and maybe the Senators, because I think those are teams that will actually buy and actually really want to make the playoffs. Whereas the other teams that are in there, I think maybe the best you'll see from them is, hey, we won't sell. But you're definitely not going to see teams like Columbus or Montreal and stuff go out there and spend draft capital or anything like that for rentals. That's just not going to happen. Yeah.
This is a weird, there was a point in time where I was okay, this thing is going to be wide open. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong here. Just even looking at the standings right now, Leafs, Panthers, Bruins, Lightning, Do you see any of those teams missing?
No chance.
No. Washington, New Jersey, Carolina. Let's just go with those three. You see any of those three teams missing?
No.
Nope.
It's like there's a battle for one wild card spot right
Yeah.
now, feels like, and it's between Pittsburgh, Ottawa. I'm not saying that they can't do it. I'm saying that, as you just kind of pointed out, Moretto, like they may not have the same level of interest, but
Yes.
you know, Columbus,
Agreed.
Montreal there, and then it's okay. The Rangers who might try to turn this thing around, and Red Wings who are tired of losing and just hired a new head coach, etc. It's like there's like 4 teams there right now competing for one spot, and I don't particularly love any of them.
Yeah, even the Flyers. Like I think the Flyers are going to be right there too. They can get some goaltending at one point. They're a little bit dangerous, but like I don't know that they will get that goaltending at any point. It's a disaster.
And also like Ottawa, Allmark week to week.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So East
mostly.
is yeah, exactly. East is interesting to be monitoring right now. All right, there's a little look around. Actually, one thing before we dig into games and stuff here and do our tell people that hockey season is in full swing. Did you guys happen to catch this morning? This video that went just like 5-10 minutes before we came on the show from Ryan Whitney of a game in the KHL.
One.
Yeah,
it popped up on my screen. I didn't actually get to watch it yet.
Do you see this? What happens?
No.
Oh, I didn't realize I could make it full screen. That's my bad. Watch this. You see something fell out of his pants there?
Yeah.
Is that a phone?
It's a cell phone.
Oh my
God. Yeah. I saw that and I watched like 3 times trying to figure out what was going on, and I realized it fell out of his pants onto the ice. What possible use could he have had for his phone being in his pants?
What are we watching? Just someone in Europe with a phone in their pants that came
That
out
has to be the KHL.
KHL,
It
yeah.
has to be the KHL.
Yeah, it's the KHL. Yeah.
Yes, of course it's the KHL.
Yeah. I was looking at that and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that guy's going to take some shit later following this game from
what was
coaching
the
staff.
I thought it was something about like how this is how the Biz Nasty name came to be or something.
Yeah,
like that.
he said this is how the original Paul Bissonnette Twitter account got banned or came down or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Maybe there were a couple attractive females behind the bench that were, banging on the glass, stuff like that, and he went at intermission and just ran and grabbed the phone so he could get some digits.
It's nuts to carry your phone around on the ice, though. Like, even if you just like hiding it on the bench, like carrying it in your pants is insane. And how are you not getting caught using your phone on the bench?
Dude,
Also,
one of the guys on the ice
there?
crew does that, and I don't understand how he does that, let alone actually playing a game. Like, I don't even want that on my pants when I'm shoveling snow, let alone playing hockey.
No, I agree.
Well, you guys don't have pockets?
We do. I wouldn't put it in there still. I don't trust them.
Yeah, but those are very tight tights that they wear on the ice. It's hard to you don't want your phone in there. It's
the leotard.
Yeah. That's another bulge.
All right, let's get to today's games and give out our best bets. Go through tonight's slate. Before we do, you guys know it. Hockey season is in full swing. With FanDuel, you can turn a little hunch into a true power play. FanDuel has the hottest same-game parlays found on the Parlay Hub. Lace them up and follow your bets, player prop tracking, or bet on the fly with the Pulse. Make every NHL watching experience more with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers kick off the season with $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet. You get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just please play responsibly. You must be 19 plus, physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. That's 1-866-531-2600 or visit connectsontario.ca. 4 games on the schedule here tonight. Let's start with Washington, Buffalo, the Capitals, -156, the Sabres, +130, 6.5 total we're seeing right now, FanDuel, +106 over, -130 under. Alber, I'll start with you here. Is anything piquing your interest in this game?
So I don't have anything here. I think if you look at kind of the Capitals' recent underlying numbers, you'd think that maybe there's a spot to kind of fade them here, but I think it's just been so matchup dependent. Like this little slide that they've been on as of late, like it's been against a really good slate of teams. And when you kind of look at the Buffalo side of it, like you just have absolutely no idea what you're going to get night to night with this team at this point. Like even with giant leads, like you've just seen them blow it. Now I know against Colorado twice, like it just I can't trust Buffalo in any aspect. I can't trust them to score. I can't trust them to keep pucks out of their net. So for the most part, like unless I think I'm getting an egregious number, I just have no interest in Sabres games right now. So nothing for me here.
Moretto, anything for you in this one?
Yeah, this is no, there's nothing for me here. This price is unfortunately like I feel like a pretty good spot. Numbers not high enough for me to want to take a shot with Buffalo, and it's not short enough on the caps for me to want to take a stab with just fading the Sabres team that probably will lose this game. It's just a good number. Like that's it. That's all there is to it. I would have liked to have some interest maybe in the Sabres because you know what, Washington's play has dipped a little bit. I don't know how much there is to that. I still think this is a really good hockey team, but like the fact of the matter is they have become pretty leaky defensively. They're giving up a lot more than they were used to, and that's kind of pulled down their overall underlying numbers. But like, is Buffalo the team to take advantage? I don't know. They're so erratic right now. At home, they kind of play this more like wild back and forth where they give up a bunch, but they generate more. Washington doesn't want to play that way, though. Like, that's not how Washington's going to want to come into Buffalo and play, especially on the road. You see Washington play a little bit tighter. So I think everything's kind of just based on, I think everything's kind of priced right. Based on how I think this game unfolds, I would lean towards an over. But again, I would have wanted a 6 there, like a 6 kind of minus 120. And we don't really have that. So, and it's probably for the best because I think that at the end of the day, Washington can just go in there and sort of suffocate this game. But they've struggled to do that lately, and Buffalo does tend to get a little wild at home. So I would lean towards the over. But yeah, I got nothing here.
I just think the variance in this game is so high at this point. Like, I don't think if we sit here and go, okay, Buffalo wins this game 3-1, are we shocked? No. Like, maybe the Caps struggle again. If we say the Caps win this game 6-2, are we shocked? No. Buffalo can't stop anybody. Mm-hmm. So I just, like my mindset is unless I'm getting an egregious number here with Buffalo, I just want no part of their games right now.
Okay, let's go. Next up, we've got Canucks, Canadiens, and seems like so money dodged this one here today. Didn't want to have to deal with Moretto ahead of this one. Vancouver right now, minus 128. The Habs, plus 106. 5.5 the total on FanDuel, minus 132. Over, plus 108. Under. Moretto, what are you thinking here for your Habs tonight against the Canucks?
So I did bet the Habs. And I bet them a little earlier, and I just can't give out a Habs bet at this current number. Like, they've been steamed pretty heavily all morning. They've been taking pretty consistent money now. And like now the best price out there is you're not even getting 110. So wouldn't bet it at this point. I think what we're seeing from the Habs is pretty legitimate. Obviously, like we talked about it at length last week, I don't need to just repeat the whole spiel, but like nothing changed over the weekend. Yes, they lost to Chicago, and then they beat the Avs. That Colorado game was another really impressive defensive performance. Offensively, they were good. Only goal they gave up, didn't really give up much of 5-on-5. Only goal they gave up was a power play. And that Chicago game was, again, they played fine in that game. They fell behind early because they got 2 penalties on the same play, and it was a 2-minute 5-on-3 that Chicago scored right at the end of. But like Montreal still controlled that game for the most part at 5-on-5, and that was with Laine and Savard being scratched pretty last minute with the flu. And like, Soderblom played great. Like, I wouldn't say that Chicago necessarily deserved that game. It was just, it was whatever, that those things happen. They bounced back impressively against Colorado. Vancouver's definitely still a mess right now. Game to game, kind of tough to know what to expect from this team right now. But like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of hockey for Lankinen here. On the road, maybe a little bit better, this Canucks team, but like that's kind of even faded out a bit. I just think that Montreal was too undervalued. Like, you saw how Vancouver was being priced in these recent games. I mean, they're like plus 130 dogs at home to Nashville, plus money on the road against Calgary. And now they were laying at one point like minus 140 in Montreal. I mean, that was just a bad number, but it's kind of been bent into place. And total wise would lean under, but defensively, Canucks have not exactly been great. So obviously with Hughes out and stuff, it's somebody's talked about that, how it kind of fades out later in games. So I got nothing in this one either at this point. I did bet the Habs. If it happens to drift back and you can get like a 115, I would bet it again. But that's it for now.
Okay. Alber, is there anything for you in this one?
So I will play that under. He said he leaned to. I agree with the Habs thing. Like at this point, I can't get there. I do like the under a bit here. Like especially kind of when you look at this recent Canadiens kind of run that they've been on, it's been because they have tightened up defensively. So I think especially kind of when you look at it and coming in against a Canucks team that wants to play that way, I like this under quite a bit.
Under
so I don't
6.
know what the cheapest we can get is, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say under 6 minus 115 there. Good.
Yeah, I'll talk it on.
All right. There you go. Courtesy of Albert. First best bet of the day. We will recap everything at the end there. And as I'm looking over in the chat, Sam has already sent a couple of goal scorers. So we appreciate that. If anyone else has goal scorers that you want to throw in or suggest for at the end of the show here today, make sure to get those in throughout the course of the show. We will run through them all and say yes or no and include them in the ATG parlay. Next up, we've got Panthers and Avalanche. Florida plus 108. The Avs minus 130. 6.5 total. Plus 100. Over minus 122. Under. Is there anything for you here, Albert?
I don't. I'm definitely closest to playing the under here. I just was hoping for a little bit of a better price. Abs, unders, we've talked about it a million times. They're just kind of still a dead under team here. And the Panthers are still kind of struggling to generate a whole lot of offense. So that's certainly the way I would lean. I think the money line's in the right spot. Definitely closer to it, but I have not bet this now.
Okay. Moretto, have you bet this?
So hashtag Avs unders. This has Moretto underwritten all over it. Yeah, I bet the under. I like the under in this game. It's like, I mean, I talked at length about these Avs unders. These are two obviously very good teams. We got a nice price on that Avs under on Saturday, and like a lot of the headlines coming out of that game were like the Dobish was fantastic. He was like, he made some big saves, like that breakaway in overtime, and like he was just like very solid. But like again, you look at what the Avs generated in that game. At 5-on-5, it was very, very little. They're just not getting a ton going. They've been great defensively, but the offense really has fallen off a cliff. Like, I don't know. The one thing I'll say is I don't know if they've kind of been in like first gear for a while though, and just haven't had to get out of it, because you look at their schedule lately, it has not been very good. Last 11 games, just one of them is against a top 15 team in the league in points percentage, and that was against Winnipeg. They won 5-2. Obviously, a few empty netters there. We had the under in that one. That was a tough one to lose. 8-2-1 in those games. So like, yeah, they're beating a lot of bad teams right now. Maybe it's like the lack of offense and the great defense is down to the fact that they just haven't had to play great hockey for a while because they haven't had to play great teams. So I'm kind of wondering what that maybe second gear, third gear looks like if they have to get out of it. But like Florida, we have a lot more evidence of how they want to play in these games. They want to play tight defensive hockey. They're very capable of doing so. So we do have every reason to believe that Colorado continue to play this way. Obviously there's some blow up potential here with just like all the star power, but like getting 6.5, I think this should be, I think both teams in except for like very few, and like maybe there's some matchups where this doesn't apply, but like both teams should be lined at 6 in all their games, especially playing against each other. Like Colorado games need to be at 6 right now. Florida games definitely need to be at 6. There's a few like outlier cases where maybe that's not the case. This is not one of them. So yeah, still getting 6.5s out there, 120 or better. I will bet that all day.
Yeah, we'll grab the under 6.5 minus 118 on this one. So that's our second best bet of the day. And to likely nobody's surprise here on a show with Moretto and Alber, we've got 2 unders on the day here as well. One final game to get to, and we'll see if we've got best bets in this one as well. Continue to send your anytime goal scorers. Before we get to this last game, there's a question in the chat. Aiden, Brenny, PD, and Quinn are back in for the Habs game. No. Is this confirmed?
I think Hughes is back, actually. I didn't know about Pettersson for sure. I thought Pettersson was back at practice, but they weren't sure if he was going to play for sure yet. That was the last I'd kind of seen. But it's possible.
Okay.
It's possible he's
Got
back.
it.
But yeah, Hughes is back. Yeah, Hughes is back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta explain to you guys what has just transpired over the last 5 minutes behind the scenes here. I have a group chat with a couple of my buddies. They're all Leafs fans. One of my buddies just texts me and says, John Tavares is re-signing with 4 question marks. I don't have Twitter anymore, so I don't know any news. My other buddy, who also deleted Twitter as part of his New Year's resolution, said, same, what the fuck? I'm in the dark. And then they're all like adding me, and this guy's going, Zach, like, Phil, is this true? What's the contract? I was like, all of a sudden I'm looking because I'm like, what the
You're like, oh,
fuck? Did I
something's
miss
going on.
something? I'm like, no, I haven't heard anything. Where did this come from? I want to know, like, why do you know this? Because these guys work somewhere in Toronto that might have intel. And he goes, my girlfriend texted me. How would she know that? And then he goes, oh my fucking God, I'm an idiot. Sends a screenshot. She said in the screenshot, JT is re-signing. I'm sure you know that already. And he goes, how did you hear that? I haven't heard that. If you get this right, you're the new insider. And then she just sends a link to Justin Trudeau set to resign.
Oh my God, he's resigning. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's great.
It's amazing.
And I'm looking at this and I'm like, because I'm sitting here like, I'm listening to you guys, but I'm like, man, if I can't miss like JT signing news here. Like, I got to see this and I got to bring this
like
up.
Sports guy thing where you're like, it's like your mind just never goes to like Trudeau is resigning. It's like, whoa, Tavares is re-signing. It just instantly goes to sports every time.
JT is
amazing.
And also I should have like.
Do people refer to Trudeau up there as JT?
No.
Is that a thing up there?
Not really. Yeah,
like not really. But yeah, I mean, I would be surprised.
Maybe the hardcore libs do. I don't know.
Yeah, or just his girlfriend who has no idea. And
Thought I was asking 2 hardcore libs here.
No.
No comment.
Anyways, yeah, I just had that happen. I'm looking at these guys. They're like blowing up my phone. I'm like, fuck, John Tavares is signing. I must have missed something. Like I thought we would have heard some news that like something was coming up. No, I did not. So there you go. All right, let's get to final game of the night: Seattle and New Jersey. The Kraken here -220. The Devils here are +1. Sorry, the other way. Devils are -220. The Kraken are +180. 5.5 total on FanDuel right now. -132 over, +108 under. Moretto, is there anything for you that you're looking at in this game?
So, kind of sucks how this total has run now. I don't know that I want to bet it at this point. I did like an over here. Obviously, Devils have gone through a little bit of adversity with the, road trip right now. Started with a loss to the Canes, and now they go to California, lose to all 3 of those California teams: Ducks, Kings, Sharks. They only scored 4 goals in those games. Their play has dipped a little bit. But like the bar was also so high. It's not like they're playing bad. Defensively, they're giving up more than they're used to, but they're still generating a ton. Like the goals are coming. They're going to break out offensively. It's just a matter of time. I don't think there's anything to be concerned about there. They ran into like a few goaltenders who just played out of their minds, like Dostal, Kemper, Askarov. They were all awesome in those games. It wasn't exactly like the Devils just like couldn't get anything going. Obviously, I think that'll continue here. Grubauer has a wide range of outcomes, but like he's not a guy that I believe in or that he's scared that I'm scared of. Coming off a really good game, he does struggle with consistency though, and he has not been able to string together back-to-back games, good back-to-back games like this season. Every time he puts in a good performance, he sucks the next game, and I don't know if there's like anything to that. But I also don't think it's just noise either. So like, yeah, Kraken are a defensive mess. They're bleeding chances over the last month since like December 6th. They've given up the 3rd most expected goals against per 60 at 5-on-5. So I do think this is a really good spot for the Devils to get the offense back on track. Only thing that concerns me is whether or not Seattle can do their part to help this game get over the total. I still liked it quite a bit when we were getting like 5.5 -120s. Now that we're at, 6, like -105, like basically like almost even 6s, like it's a completely different bet. So I don't think I can bet it at this point.
Okay. There you go. Albert, you got any best bets in this one?
No, I agree with most of what he said. I wish I caught the Devils minus 180 that was available for a bit earlier. He talks about Grubauer not being consistent. Like, how about Seattle defensively as a whole? Like, they've just been prone to blow up games every so often, like the last month or so here. So I don't think there's anything to trust that won't happen here. I just don't really like the concept of betting on Seattle overs right now, just because I don't trust that they're going to score a whole lot. And you kind of look at the Devils, like, yeah, he touched on the goaltending performances. Like, they have been prone to kind of getting shut down by goalies this year. I think they've been shut out 4 or 5 times, if I'm correct. So, I mean, they're certainly prone to that. I just don't like anything here.
Okay, those are the games for today. We do have 2 best bets in these ones. First, we've got the Canucks Habs under 6 minus 115, and then we've got Panthers Avs under 6.5 minus 118. So those are our 2 insides and totals. As per our anytime goal scorer parlay, let's get to that. And if anyone else has anything that they want to throw out there, feel free to do so here now, and we'll see if Moretto and Alber have anything that's standing out to them too. But quickly here, these are the 4 that have been sent. We got 2 from Sam and 2 from Charles. So we could have the Sam Charles parlay just completely on its own there. But Sam says it's McMichael Day plus 270, or it's McMichael plus 270 day.
You can't fade when Sam says McMichael. That's
I was just going to say that.
I was really not.
I think especially because Sam was off McMichael for a while, I think if he's coming back in and is on, then we have to go.
So
Yeah,
Sam was on McMichael, what was it, 2 days ago when they played the Rangers and he scored? I do know that. So
right.
Again, he's on McMichael. It's just a smash.
Okay, McMichael, that's the first one. The other ones that have been suggested, this is a same game, so we're not going to throw this one in, but just want to make sure put out there for anybody else who wants to maybe grab those. But Protests plus 340, also nice. That's also suggested by Sam. Then we've got Charles Bulkfist plus 650, and the Kako revenge game, anytime goal.
Like Kako's never played against the Devils while he was a part of the Rangers.
Well, this is more
where's the
important
revenge?
now this is following
It's
them
the whole
trolling
Devils
the Rangers
draft.
and him and
Yeah.
the draft.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah,
Fair
it's the
enough,
whole
yeah.
Devils draft video thing that they're going at here. I don't know.
Fair enough.
He's scoring against the Rangers next year, 100%.
Yeah, auto. Yeah.
So is Jacob Trouba. Can't wait for that one.
I'm looking
That's
for
in
Devils.
March, I think.
What is?
It's also in
The
Anaheim.
Trouba.
It's in Anaheim. He's scoring when they come back to New York next year.
It's in Anaheim. Yeah.
Yeah, he's scoring when they come to New York next year.
Yeah, confirmed. Okay, Moretto, you said you're looking for a Devils player here?
Yeah, I'm looking for a Devils player.
How
What
about
about Heischer?
Oops. All right. Any opposition on that, Albert?
Nah, that's cool.
Nah, that's cool. Fuck
Okay.
it.
How many are we at? We're at
That's 2.
Heischer.
That's 2.
2. Oh, it's just 2.
Yeah. Because
do we
we
wanna
didn't
take any of those
confirm anything on
suggestions?
Charles said Bookfist, and he also said Kako.
You like Nick Suzuki here, Moretto?
Nason is also such
Suzuki does need to start shooting the puck a bit more. He's passing every.
I'm
look he
pretty
gets.
sure, like, I could just be like, hey, Emil Heineman. You'd be like, yep, lock. Like, I could just name any player on the Habs.
For being honest, right now,
Average
Heineman.
Jack guy, yep.
Heineman
that
gives
looks good.
Okay, well that's good. Let's not get crazy. Heineman gives off like serious Lehkonen vibes. He's our Lehkonen replacement. Very similar type of player. Do we get Lehkonen? I'm down to put Lehkonen in there. I'm always down for Lehkonen.
Yeah, I know you are. What do we want to do? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Might as well. Okay, Lehkonen in. That's 3.
What's the
As
last
well,
one?
just a heads up.
I'll let Albert pick the Habs player.
Okay.
Oh, God.
The final one, or the final suggestion here to just throw out to people, Sam suggested this. SGP, under 6.5, Lehkonen anytime goal, and a middle stat point. Almost 20-1 is fun if Nichushkin is still out. Okay. Alber, you want to pick?
I got to go Suzuki because if I pick somebody else and he scores, Moretto's going to let me have it.
Well, I think Moretto's going to let you have it if
Moretto's going to let me have it no matter what happens.
Hopefully,
the Habs are going to lose. The Habs could lose 3-1, and it's like Pizzetta scores a goal or something. And Moretto's going to be like, should have picked him.
Is that how he sounds?
If Pizzetta plays tonight, that's a problem because that means Laine's still out. Fucking these guys have IVs everywhere. Just fucking get some fluids in them and recover from the flu. Enough is enough, man. You missed 2 games already. You missed the whole back-to-back. Now it's time to play tonight. Pizzetta plays. That's not good.
Okay. Those are the 4 goal scorers, and those are the 4 sides and totals that we've got for today. So let's look at the goal score parlay we've got right now. McMichael, Heischer, Lehkonen, Suzuki. Those are your 4. $10 on this one pays 1,092. Our sides
and dumb question, but we still haven't hit one of these, right?
Yeah.
We have not. We've hit a no goal.
We've come close, but we've hit multiple no goals. Rob says this is certainly not the one. This is like the least like
too many Habs and former Habs in this for me.
Our sides and totals, we've got Canucks and Habs under 6 minus 115, and we've got Panthers Avs under 6.5 minus 118. So there you go. Those are sides and totals. That's our anytime goal score parlay.
And Ekblad and Mikkola are game time decisions today. Not great. Ideally, they can at least have one of those guys playing back there.
Not the best.
I'm in shambles this morning with my player news and everything after that Vikings game last night. I shut it down. So hard.
I'm sorry. What's it like having a team that's not 4-13 even with Aaron Rodgers?
No one cares if you don't win the last
4-13, 5-12. I couldn't even tell you their record, to be honest. I stopped watching their games like 2 months ago.
You're right. I should just be happy. We have 14 wins. Who cares that we lost 31-9 in the biggest regular season game of ever? Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We have 14 wins. Just be happy, right?
As a Minnesota Vikings fan, you of all
about.
People should know that this random regular season game doesn't really matter.
Oh, I mean, when we lose to the Rams this weekend, this team fucking kills me every time. Oh, I thought it was different. I thought this team was different. I really did. They fooled me.
I'm sorry. Are you telling a Jets fan that you thought this team was different?
I thought this team was different.
Are you going to sit here and tell a Jets fan that? Really? You spoiled little bitch.
There was no evidence that the Jets were different at any point. There was nothing that they showed you that made you think, oh, this team is different. They were just shit always. They just had like on paper a roster. They didn't like come out and play well for like a month. The Vikings played unreal for like 16 games. And then the biggest game of the season, Darnold has piss running down his leg for 3 hours straight. And I have to sit there and watch that while my phone blows up with all these fucking people ripping on the Vikings and Darnold just try to shut the world out. I just like done. Went to watch SummerSlam last night until like 3 a.m. from like 2002. Oh god!
This trend of all these former Jets quarterbacks going other places and actually being successful kind of kills me because that's definitely going to happen at some point with Zach Wilson. Like he's going to turn into like a pro.
No, Wilson.
I can't wait for that.
Wilson is.
He's terrible. He's terrible. But you know what? Darnold was bad when he left. Although I like Darnold. Geno Smith was terrible when he left. Like it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. That's what being a Jets fan is like. You know what? At least with the Vikings, like you have. Moretto is true. You have some hope as a Vikings fan. As a Jets fan, like someone in the chat just said it, like you know it's going to go wrong. You don't know how it's going to go wrong, but it's like you and me betting college football this year. You know something will go wrong at some point. And for the Jets, it went wrong since week 1.
Yeah.
Of last season.
Yeah.
And just went off a cliff.
Yep.
I don't know. I think 4-13 is better than bring your fandom up to the top. Like bring your hopes right up to the top and then just
I'm sorry. Are you trying to argue that
Throw you
4
off
and
the top of the
13 is
building.
better than 14 and 3?
Yeah, you'll get a good
Is that
pick.
the
You never
argument you're
really
going with
believed,
here?
never really cared. What's wrong with that?
You are
Right from the
14
start, you
and
knew, okay, this
3.
isn't it. This team is not it. This team sucks. We know what we got to do. Let's move. Okay, now, that being said, the Jets are such
You're
an embarrassing organization that the guys they requested for head coaching interviews is pretty embarrassing.
just fold the franchise. But you're really going to complain about going 14 and 3? Is that what your life as a Minnesota Vikings
Does that
fan is
help?
on?
Does that help you sleep at night?
You
Zach, if
go
the Leafs went
14 and
82
3
and
and
0
you're
and then
like,
lost in
this
the first round of the playoffs, do you care?
No,
Is that great? Is that fun for you?
no.
I'd rather do
The
that
regular
than
season
what?
does not matter.
It
I
doesn't
could not give
matter.
less of a fuck.
14
I'd
wins.
rather
Who
do that than
cares?
go 4 and 13. Also, does last night really change your outlook on what they're going to do in the playoffs that much?
Are you kidding me? Go from a bye and not playing next week to home field advantage for the next 2 rounds to like going at the Rams and then either at Philly or at Detroit if you even win that game?
Yeah, but does that? But
100%
do you
it does.
think they were going to run the table before that? If they won the
If
game,
they
do you think they'd run the table and go to the Super Bowl?
If Darnold showed what he has all year and played like he has all year last night, and they won the division and won the 1 seed, I would have absolutely gone into the playoffs with the thought that like this team can definitely go to the Super Bowl. Now this team can definitely
beat
go
the
to
Rams.
Super Bowl.
They can still beat the Rams, and then you probably go back and play the Lions again.
Yeah, losing them for a 3rd time this year. I have to watch Dan Campbell celebrating in the dressing room. Sports kill me.
Can never. I don't want to hear it right now. The fucking Canadiens are ahead of the Rangers. The Vikings are in the playoffs. The Jets were eliminated in like week 7. We lost Juan Soto to the Mets. Like I don't need to hear your sports suck rant. Don't need that from you.
Well, you got it anyways. I'm dead inside. I hope you're happy that
We could trade
glad
all of our
that's
teams
nice
back
for
and
you.
forth right now, and I'm pretty sure they would all be upgrades for you or upgrades for me.
Yeah, I think so.
You're not allowed to bitch. You're in the good times here.
I do. Someone said in the chat, this is what you don't understand. It's the hope that kills you.
Yeah.
Rather have no hope. Would rather have no hope. Look at the road Zach's going down right now. This is a dangerous road he's on right now with the Leafs. There's hope. There's hope coming back. That is dangerous. I almost don't want hope. Give me no hope. And then just like if good things happen, they happen completely unexpectedly. Don't like make me believe again and like pull me back in and then just it's not even like they lost a close game. They just got absolutely railroaded. And the most frustrating thing is they didn't even get railroaded. They were like okay for the first half. They should have probably been up like 24-10 at one point. They could not, like wide open. Jordan Addison is literally like no one was within 30 yards of him. And Darnold's like, nope, gotta hold on to this ball.
Up 24-10.
Gotta wait till the pass rush gets to me and then throw it away on 4th down.
Up 24-10 in a game you were down 10-6 is a little bit of a stretch there.
Well, they were stopped at 4th and goal twice inside like the 3-yard line.
24 is a bit of a stretch.
Alber's the only one allowed to be miserable. He's the only one allowed to be sad. He's got dibs on being sad about sports teams. So we'll
sports may be back.
I'll go be sad in private.
That's to be determined. Although the Rangers are winning tomorrow night because it's Hockey Fights Cancer Night and they can't lose tomorrow night. So for the narrative, they're going to win for the narrative.
For the narrative.
Except they're going to lose like 6-1 to the Stars.
For the narrative.
For the narrative.
Hockey may be back, but more realistically, it's very much not back. And the Blackhawks are just a complete train wreck. As bad as the Rangers are, holy shit, things are bad there.
Oh, this broke me, Jordan. This was like the last chance for them to get back into the game. He drops that, and then the Lions score a touchdown a few plays later.
Did Jordan change his picture to Kevin O'Connell just to troll you?
No,
he's had that for a while.
O'Connell for a while.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
O'Connell, who maybe might not even win
excellent.
Coach of the Year anymore now.
You're really in a bad place right now, Moretto. Need to get you out of here, dude.
Yeah, sports kind of suck.
Oh god. Okay.
Speaking of Mika, we had another just dog shit turnover last night, leading to the Blackhawks goal. So Mika is very much not back.
Oh god.
just that was another just like Pee-wee kind of play that led to the Blackhawks goal yesterday. So he just
I didn't watch any of that.
trade him for Marner.
No,
I have much better
Mika
things
for
to
Marner,
do on
let's
Sunday
go.
than watch Rangers Blackhawks.
get out of here.
All due respect to Jordan, none to you, Albert.
All right, let's
don't
get out of
care.
here.
Yeah, please.
Thank you to everyone who watched today. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Every day we're going live Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, breaking down games, giving out best bets, and running through whatever just happened here for the last 6 minutes of the show, talking about how depressed we are about our sports teams. But make sure to hit that like button, subscribe on your way out. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in here today. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks, more previews, more predictions, all that kind of stuff. We look forward to seeing you guys then. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck on your bets.